Welcome to our first Love Your Tribe Tuesday. We have not seen our urban tribe since International Women's Day, and we miss you. We wanted to find a way to stay connected to you during this pandemic. There are so many people that are doing interesting and innovative things to stay healthy and well and upbeat during this challenging time. And Deanna and I wanted to create a platform to share some of these very motivating and motivated people.
And our first guest is Anna Rawson with Anna Rawson Fitness. And I met Anna about 5 years ago when I first joined Anytime Fitness in Dunedin. And she is just the epitome of fit, determined, motivating. And I was just immediately attracted to her energy. So I think we're going to put Anna on, right? I don't see her, Mona.
Yeah, putting her on right now. Oh, she should be there.
Hey, Anna, you missed my intro. We forgot to put you in the room. I was telling everybody that I met you about 5 years ago when I first joined Anytime Fitness, and just how attracted to your energy I was. And so I'm going to tell them a little bit about you. So Anna is a personal trainer with 13 years of experience. She holds a bachelor's of science in human development, psychology, anatomy and physiology, and she is also an integrative mental health specialist through St. Petersburg College. So you have a lot of credentials. I didn't know all that about you.
Surprise! No. Very
You
fancy.
also have so many other interesting things in your background. And I'd like for you to maybe tell us a little bit about those things, and then we're going to ask you a few questions.
Absolutely. No, and thank you. I appreciate you inviting me to be here. This is really exciting. And I miss you both terribly. So this is like a tease almost. It's like I can see.
Hey, I see you every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You kick my butt while I'm working out in my garage.
So glad. Well, and that's so, oh, sorry, Max, I don't know if you can see him. Be good. My dog just won't stop whining unless I let him in. So he's sitting right here. You're good. So I actually am originally from Boston, and I grew up in the performing arts actually. And I was always in theater and dance and sports in college and all this, that, and the other. But you got to think, fitness came into it mostly when I started personal training when I was working at a gym in Vermont when I was in college. And a lot of what happened was I was in track and I was playing rugby, and I started noticing that there was this big community solidarity that was so important that I really wanted to be a part of. And it wasn't just the fitness aspect, but then a lot of what I ended up doing was rehab. And anatomy and physiology was a big part. As you know, I studied that at the University of Vermont. And I wanted to take that and move it more towards the body and the mind and everything we do as a system. Not necessarily just for aesthetics, not just for sports performance, but everything. And it's a lot.
And I, not to interrupt, sorry, I am interrupting, but that's one of the things I love about you is that right now we're just doing all of our training through video, but even through that, and when we're in person, is that you are so focused on making sure that we're doing all of the exercises correctly and with good safety.
No, I
so you harp on us a lot about that, but I love it because then you can really feel the benefits of what you're doing. Okay, sorry, Anna.
Oh, no, you're fine. I love that. And I think that so many people they go in the fitness industry thinking, okay, the harder I work, the more I'm going to get out of it. But actually in my head, the smarter that you work is more important, and the quality. And with everything going on in the world right now, it's a lot about making sure that you're of sound body and mind and the whole system. And I think that a lot of my philosophy comes from the community solidarity portion of it, but then also just from safety, just making sure you're doing what's right, not necessarily what's trendy, not necessarily what's difficult. And a lot of what I do is based off of that. And rehab, because I live in Florida and rehab and PT is very affluent in our area. And I mean, like Team Broken, like we always make that, but it's true. Like there's something wrong. And I hate saying it this way, but I think it's very true and straightforward. There's something wrong with everybody. Yeah. Everybody has, there's something. And I think it's important that we know what it is and we target it, and you make sure that it's not just physically that you're feeling good, but the whole system. So I think that's really important even now, like even more so now. So that's just a little bit of everything going on.
Well, it's been clearly, I think it's trite to say that this is the most unique time that we've ever been through before. This is unlike anything we've experienced. And I know I've gone through lots of waves where there are many days I'm running and cycling. In fact, I've seen you on Pinellas Trail a few times. Yeah. But there are also days where I don't really feel like doing anything. What is it that you're doing to help your clients and others stay moving, stay motivated? Tell us about that.
Sure. And I think that's a great question. I think that a lot of times what happens is, and this is personally with me, this isn't even just with clients, the more I do, the more I want to do. And the less I do, the less I want to do. I'm inherently like, I can be lazy. I'm human, but a lot of the thing is engaging with each other and keeping that social network and keeping in contact. I have active clients who some are still on board and they're still training regularly as we're still training, but some of them have fallen off the bandwagon a bit. And I think everyone has their process. So all I've been doing is letting them know I'm available. I have the classes that we've been doing, virtual classes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. every single time, just to know that there's some stability, like it's there for them if they need it. And the other thing too is just positivity. It's so hard to keep driving that positive force because I'm sure the two of you, oh my gosh, I can't even, the empathy of it all. And I know that I think we've spoken about this before, is the absorbing of other people's emotions, so to speak. And in the training industry, you have to make sure that they're kind of in a good mood and they're being physically fit at the same time. So just offering support and education and information and just options. That's the most important thing, I think.
Well, and so you kind of answered one of my questions for you, which was how in this time are you staying motivated? And I think we're all in a unique, because of course, Mona and I are mental health professionals and you're in the physical fitness industry. But for the first time, we're in this unique position that even with our clients, we're all experiencing the same thing, the same stressors and the same anxieties surrounding this pandemic. So I know, Mona and I have talked some about what we're trying to do to combat some of that. And you shared a little bit with us what you're doing to combat that. And I think that really staying positive is huge, allowing ourselves to feel the anxiety and the stress, but also staying positive.
Because it's all black. It's all true. And it's, I don't know if this is too big of a word, but it's traumatic. It's very, it's impacting everyone, and it is traumatic. And I think that, well, for one, if coffee has been my best friend. Let's just be real. But the other thing too is I don't allow myself, because I'm sure we all can, the ebb and flow, but I don't allow myself to get off schedule. I don't. I have to set a schedule. I have to put time. I have to make a list of everything, and I need to go, okay, between these times I need to focus on this today. And then that way I'm feeling motivated, like, okay, like I'm accomplishing things that I need to be doing. But at the same time, I have to find that balance of, okay, I need to specifically, and Dean, you know me well enough to know that I'm always going when I'm in my regular life. There's no stopping point. The only stopping point is probably midday when I run my dog. That's about the stopping
point. And that's your stopping point, is when you're running.
So I had to slow myself down a little bit, and I've had to you know, practice some meditation, practice some yoga, do some breathing exercises to just remind myself, like, it's okay to not be productive all the time. And I think that people are learning that lesson right now, don't you? I think that's, ooh.
Well, I think that's a very important point, what you're making too, is a couple of things I want to say. Even if I haven't felt motivated, I'm in yoga teacher training. I have a lot of yoga shame because I'm not doing as much yoga as I ought to be. But what I have done the last couple of nights, I have made myself go on the Zoom classes and do the yin class right before bed. Yeah. What a difference. And I'm making myself. I'm working and I'm like, okay, it's time to just go into my little makeshift room, my yoga room, and do that. And afterwards, I'm so happy with myself. I feel so much better. And I feel like I've done something kind, because I think we have to remember to be kind and gentle and not so hard on ourselves. If we do have a day where it's more Netflix than it is reorganizing your cabinets.
No, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think there's a big push that people are, because people like us in our industry, we're so used to being in front of someone, now we're virtual, and there are so many people making that transition right now. Everyone thinks, oh, I'm supposed to be starting a new business, or oh, I'm supposed to be pushing harder in order to accomplish this, that, and the other thing. And I think that that's almost, oh my gosh, we're almost being conditioned or like socially constructed to think that if we're not accomplishing something big every day, we're failing. And I think that you should be sleeping, you should be showering, you should be, you know, those basic habits that when we are upset or we're not in a good place and we don't feel good physically in our vessel, that we tend to slack on, which no one wants to talk about, but it's real.
So I feel energized just being on Zoom with you. How can other people find you? How can they come in and do your classes and connect with you? Tell us some of the ways to find you.
Sure. So we're on social media, of course, mostly under my name, and it's Anna Rawson, raw like uncooked, and and we're on Facebook. Facebook Live are the virtual classes that we're doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. are the stable classes we've been doing for the past 3 weeks now, and more people have been showing up. And we have a lot of people asking for evening times. I mean, I am located in Dunedin. When the gym is open, we're over at Anytime Fitness in Dunedin, but I'm an independent contractor, so I travel around to a lot of different places. But it's pretty easy to find me. Our information's on our website. It's just AnnaRawsonFitness.com. And we, honestly, I just think that in the industry, in the fitness industry, it's so important right now to remember that it's not just about getting super fit. Everyone thinks, oh, I have extra time, let's get really fit right now. No, it's just about like being kind to yourself and being kind to each other and arriving safely at the end of this whole concept. I mean, yeah, you can get fitter, but if you're not safe and healthy, then you can't do anything. So
sure. Yeah. And I think it's important to note too, Anna, for people who maybe can't make that Monday, Wednesday, Friday class at 9, is that they can access those videos all the time, right?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, good pointy. Thank you. I leave them up. Typically we take them down, but we're just leaving all of them up. So I mean, if you backtrack on the Anna Rawson Fitness Facebook page, you're just going to find a slew of different days, different chaos, different music, all the above. You know, it always changes. And I think that if Friday wasn't at 9 a.m., it might be like cocktail hour.
Right.
No, we got coffee at 9 a.m. We're good. We're good. There might be, we might be doing some evening classes too, but I know like Dee, your schedule is all over the place, right? Both of you are kind of sporadic with what you're doing. So, I mean, I'm open to people feeding me information about what works for them. I love being contacted by people with questions about anything and everything regarding the industry. So feel free.
So it is.
Well, Anna,
go ahead.
I was going to say, Anna, I appreciate you so much. You have been such an important part of my tribe for these 5 years. I really don't know what I would do without you. I mean, there are many times you haven't just been my personal trainer, You've been my friend for sure. And the other thing is, every time I'm injured, because I am definitely part of Team Broken, you are so helpful and so knowledgeable in helping me to heal my body. So I appreciate you so much.
Absolutely. No, has it really been 5 years?
I think so.
It's been 5
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is so exciting that you're joining us on our first Love Your Tribe Tuesday.
Oh,
Thank
I like
you
that.
so
Yeah.
much. And we will see everybody next week.
Absolutely.
Thank
Absolutely.
you so much, Anna.
Thank you,
Okay.
ladies.
Guys, thank you to all of our tribe. Bye-bye.